there, MegaMogwai here, and I got yet another Legends of Runeterra video for you guys today. And today we're actually going to revisit an old deck because honestly, the amount of views that it got compared to my other videos is bullshit. This is one of the coolest decks that I've shared ever since I've been playing this season of Legends of Runeterra. And yeah, I'm kind of pissed, man. I made the video, I titled it Faded Spectacles, and it did pretty much worse than like most videos around it, and I just don't think that's fair because this deck is really cool, and I think the thumbnail kind of like set it back a little bit. So hopefully, you know, an edgy, corrupted Pantheon for the thumbnail will do a little bit more justice to this build. As there has been one change that I've made. This was one of the decks that I made a month ago, right? This is a month-old deck. And as people pointed out in the comments, for some weird reason, I was not playing the Expanse's Protection on this list. So I have made that change. You know, in my defense, I just missed it in the card pool. Like I was still getting used to like, you know, I taken a long break, you know, so I just didn't remember all the cards and I kind of like slipped over that one. But now it's here. And it definitely is very, very good for the deck, and it is a better option than Bastion. Now, when it comes to other Spell Shield options, I still like having 2 more Spell Shield procs. I'm still going with Black Shield just because I can play it in more clutch scenarios, though honestly, maybe Bastion is just strictly better because it is granting +1/+1. But being able to play Black Shield in the middle of like an open attack and only having to spend 2 mana on it and being able to spend a bunch of other stuff on other things, I think is really valuable. But you know, you can debate for both of those. So I went on a weird tangent for Black Shield there, but I still believe the card is pretty damn good. And I like it. What matters is that this deck needs Spell Shield, right? Because this deck is a similar deck in concept to the Udyr list that I shared yesterday. It's a snowballing deck, right? We're building up a carry, and then we're duplicating it. Hence the title and the thumbnail, Double Trouble. We're using Shady Spectacles. The idea is to combine Shady Spectacles with a big, buffed up, faded unit that also happens to have elusive with the Scavenged Camocloacker. Not only elusive, but also card draw upon Nexus Strike, which, you know, is relevant early, but in the later stages, not as much. You just want the unit to be big and elusive, right? But we have this big faded unit. We give it Scavenged Camocloaker, and then we Shady Spectacles into one of our other followers and turn it into it. And then all of a sudden, most matchups, I don't know if most matchups, but a good chunk of the meta can't really deal with it. Right? A lot of the removal in this meta, because it's mostly a Demacia meta, is based around size. That's what made Udyr more successful than I thought he would be for me, because he would just get really big, and there are some decks that just cannot deal with that, right? Like they have strike spells, and if you're just too large, they can't take you down. And that's kind of what we're trying to capitalize on with this kind of deck. And it's just really fun to play. I haven't played Morgana in a minute, because she's everywhere, and you know, we try to be edgy and try to do things differently. But man, I miss playing Morgana. I gotta say, I miss playing Morgana. I hope they don't like completely. I hope they target a lot of like her package. I do think she needs to be nerfed. Don't get me wrong, but I don't want them to leave her unplayable. Like that would be sad, because she's a very, very fun champion to play and to build around. She belongs in a lot of different decks, and I don't want her to get the Samira treatment. I hope that's not the case. We got Pantheon as a late game alternate win condition, really, because the main win condition, like I mentioned, it's the Shady Spectacles onto one of our big faded units. Those are either Saga Seeker, the Sacrificial Scholar, or the Wounded White Flame. These 3 are just like the ones that you have access to, and you know, whichever one feels better curve-wise to start building up on is the one you should focus on. But ideally, you do prioritize the Wounded White Flame, because the Fury in a lot of matchups can allow this to grow faster than the other 2. And he's just overall the most resilient of them, right? But that's the great thing about Sacrificial Scholar. You can apply all these spells onto him, and if he goes down, yeah, you got to start off again, but you got the cards that you used to begin with. So value-wise, you're not in a pickle. You know, it's just about you're in a tempo problem, not a value problem, basically. I don't know if that made any sense, but hopefully it did. As we got Pale Cascades for cycling, you know, self-targeting, Sunblessed Vigor, granting plus health to our units, you know, keeping them alive is really important. So I really like Sunblessed Vigor here. I can play it without having to enable Nightfall, and I can play it proactively to just beef up the unit itself. Some equipments here, Darkened Lodestone alongside Shady Spectacles to therefore enable Expanse's Protection. The fact that this card was not a part of the original deck is kind of insane, But again, I just slipped it. I just missed the card. Yeah, I didn't realize. But this card is just absolutely amazing here, as we're going to be able to enable it very easily for 2 mana. 2 mana spell shield and something is very good. It's good enough to be playing something like Black Shield that's going to curse the unit at the same time. So, yeah. And that's the deck list right there. Blinded Mystic. Huge shout-outs to this 4-drop. Amazing. I want to build more decks with it. It just matches up so well against so much stuff that you run into. Elusives, Formidables. It's just, even if you go into against Nora Elder Dragon, you just get to counter their Lord Broadmane. Like, it's just a really, really good card that's very underplayed right now, and I want to bring it in. I want to make some target decks with Blinded Mystic, and hopefully, you know, do a little bit of meta countering in that sense. And that's where I'm going to end it. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for daily Legends of Runeterra content. Hope you enjoy today's games. They're pretty good. Trust me. Not biased at all. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, all right, here we go. We're facing Fizz, Yuumi. And we have a pretty decent opener, it seems. Though with this matchup, we're kind of like on the clock, and we do really need access to the Camocloacker. But let's go with this. Due to the nature of the matchup, because they have access to Pytos, which they're probably playing as a full set, I don't think I want to be leading off with Saga Seeker here. It also affects my curve in an awkward way. Like, if I just skip this turn and I play Lunar Cultist, I can curve into Wounded of Lifeflame and give it the gem. So we're gonna actually not play the Saga Seeker here.
Over here.
Even though I could prevent 2 damage, I think this will make Pantheon's level up happen faster.
True power eclipses both day and night.
And now we got Shady Spectacles, so we're gonna try to build up this Wounded Lifeflame and then resort to that.
In twilight.
Get 1 damage through. And get ready for another hit. Ah, Morgana. You're good here. Lifesteal is gonna come into play. I'm gonna let them trade with that first. Let's start building up. Now let's see here. What do we do? Because we drew into another faded unit, but we want to build up this dragon. That's the objective here, while not taking a bazillion damage. Like right now we're at 16. We can take another hit and then build up towards Morgana. So this turn, what is the play? I think the play is Darkened Lodestone, because it gives us another gem here. And it's early to play the Spectacles, I think. This also enables the Expanse Protection. And that's fine. Because we'd rather have them destroy that than destroy these Shady Spectacles. I don't need to attack with anything else. I'm going to swing with you. Threatening 5 damage here.
This mama is the beast mama.
Really want that Camocloacker though. And now I think
Peace is a trail painted.
I'm gonna see if I can get the Saga Seeker in. They don't ping it immediately. And I still want to be working for that Pantheon level up, so let's not use this gem here. We actually want to kind of ignore this unit. Like, one of these two is gonna be transformed anyways, right? Oh, that little fuck is there. Let's see if they continue developing.
Let's cook 'em.
Okay, we take the hit. We develop even further. This may be the turn to play Morgana. There we go. Beautiful. Wait. Oh, that has to be a visual bug. That's 100% a visual bug, because if you look here, you see +4/+4. Like, that freaked the fuck out of me. But now it's like, hey, I can elusive too. I can elusive too, brother. Ding. Ding.
Cooking with lead.
Nice. The illusion goes away. The dragon reveals his true power. And just like that, we got rid of Fizz. Even after they applied a bear stance onto him, we're still healthy enough. We got chump blockers. They have a challenge to take away one of our elusives. But with Morgana and them not even spending any mana here, like Morgana here is gonna be amazing. Oh, double. Beautiful. I'm gonna chill. Like, there's nothing I need to Morgana right now. Really? No reason not to keep growing. I have a Sunblessed figure. And that won't matter. But the beautiful thing is, I blocked with this one for a reason. Easy peasy. They just realized that into Morgana shutting down their blocker. Ugh. Okay. Well, given this was like yesterday's video, I know this. I don't even have to look the list up. Like, I know it. So we have to worry about Desert Duel and Grappling Hooks hitting us. Quicksand is a 2-of, and that's important to know because that can shut down the elusives. We're both kind of like similar decks. We try to snowball, but Shady Spectacles may be the breaking point here. So I'm gonna drop Pale Cascade and one Cultist, but I will keep one Cultist in hand. The reason why I'm looking at the other ones is because I want to find my faded units. Start working for Pantheon's level up as early as I can. Deluded fools! I'm not gonna go for the gem here, even though I could be working for Pantheon. And I'm happy I didn't. What am I worried about here? No, the removal is combat based. Their removal is combat based, so this is a safe.
Greed will turn any man into a monster.
Sky Splitter is a thing, though. I'm not gonna play into that. It's a full set, and it knocks out my dragon. This is a good card to have here, and also like the Black Shield feels amazing too. So no matter what they do, I gotta continue to work for Pantheon's level up and for the Shady Spectacles. So we're gonna go for the Sunblessed Vigor, proactive Sunblessed Vigor, because I know the deck, and their removal is completely based on size. So as long as I'm big enough, they can't remove me. Explorer's Blunder can do some things, but it's not something I'm particularly concerned about. I am concerned about losing my Cultist, though. I don't want that to happen. Saga Seeker.
Follow from your shadows, demon.
Because what Saga Seeker does is it enables the Nightfall.
Spirits of the land, hear my call.
So there's no... They haven't played a Vampire Wonder before, so it's stand swap. They could try to go for a Desert Duel here. We are going to apply this to you. Let's see Morgana there, and I think it's time. We can't get too greedy with this. This also can continue to grow potentially, but I'm not going to really focus on it. So I'm gonna preserve this. I'm gonna preserve the Lunari Cultist just because she's more resilient. Because now my buffs, I want to apply them to both of these units. So I'm always going to prioritize these 2 dragons over the Saga Seeker if that were to remain on the board. So it would just end up always being a 1-1. And we're getting there with Morgana. We are getting there. Again, Desert Duel is like, okay, you can apply that onto this, but I'm just too thick. You can't kill these with Udyr. Even after a Desert Duel, I still have 5 power. I still one-shot you. Okay, they're going in. All right. That's like the freest attack ever. With Fury, you gotta block. You gotta give me some of that board. Give me the challenger.
Scum.
Come on, give me the challenger. Give me the challenger. They don't open swing immediately. Oh boy. Morgana's have to. Ooh, Morgana's have to say something about that. I can do it. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is so degenerate. I love it. This is actually insane. Insane. Okay, so Sky Splitter. A bunch of things can go here. So we're just gonna let this happen. Give him the stand swap because Sky Splitter matches up really well into it. And how are we gonna approach this? It's not a Morgana turn. I want to do this into this. So we're gonna do you, right? Because there's no wait. They played this. No, but they already destroyed my other equipment. Did they? No, that was the other game. That was the other game. So we're gonna do this here. They may be trying to go for a grappling hook now, so I want to have this black shield open. And I can play Pantheon next turn with a barrier. There it is. The bear stance.
Hear my call, great spirits.
I know how the deck functions. You have a limited window to grappling hook. So passing now feels bad for you. But hey, we're keeping it safe. We're keeping it safe. Now we get to do this. Into this. Visual bug's still a thing, but all you gotta do is look at the card and see what it really is. I mean, they clearly have a quicksand, but Udyr will die after that. I'd like to play Pantheon, but I think it's actually a mistake. I have to force the shit out of them. Because if I develop Pantheon now, there's a threat of them now going for like a grappling hook, and I can black shield, but then I can't attack with that unit anymore. So we swing like this. Pretty much has to be quicksand because I don't run frostbites in this deck. Like I play, you know, like Surviron, Sky Splitters, and the strike spells are slow speed. So yeah, it has to be quicksand. It has to be applied onto both here, ideally.
She's my oath.
Visual bug again getting to me. Let's see what they do now. It's an intense situation, right? Because now
Good people don't look the other way. Fixing the world one scoundrel at a time.
how worried am I about? Well, first of all, let them do that.
Finders keepers.
They can darken bloodletters into a grappling hook, but none of that can kill any of these. So this is the turn to play Morgana. There it is, okay.
You leave me no other choice. I have found such beauty in mortality.
That limits what they can do with Udyr. Because that means they have 5 mana to work with. I have to survive this turn. Obviously, you have to survive every turn, ideally, in Runeterra, like it's important. But it's not gonna. We're kind of. It's scary, right? Like this Udyr is big. It's got overwhelm.
I will end their cyclical war. Accept your darkness.
They can have more access to more removal, but the moment they resort to that, they can no longer unshackle Udyr,
They are blind to their
which makes
own
Morgana
weakness.
just pretty much as much of a threat as these units are. And that's the case right there, okay.
Everyone should have a grappling hook.
Udyr is shackled, and the moment Morgana attacks, the action will be shackled as well. I don't want to quite commit this gem yet, though, because I'm probably going to be wanting to use both. But we're heading for an attack that cannot be stopped by Quicksand. Because with Morgana, we're going to shut down their blockers. It depends on whether they have a 2-drop or not. If they have a 2-drop, they better play it now. But even then, this is a lot of damage. Like right now, this is a bit confusing, right? But this thing is huge. And we could play Pantheon, but that just gives them room to Desert Duel. And it's not like Pantheon does, because okay, so if I attack, plus they can also unshackle, right? Like they can't block. So open attack is the way. I built the deck. I know its strengths and I know its weaknesses. GG! Don't play your decks against me. Or my decks against me. English. Oh, nice game though. Nice game.
Embrace this ephemeral triumph.
Don't be like that. Ouroboros. Or Ouroboros is playing Morgana Riven. Very, like, underrated deck, I think. Should be played a little bit more this meta. I mean, gets outshined by the Demacia stuff, but I think this deck will be something to look at after the balance patch if Morgana doesn't get completely murdered. And I love that Shady Spectacles. You know I do. I'm going to keep the Faded unit. I'm going to drop the Expensive Protection. It's nice to have, but we'd rather find earlier curve stuff.
I'm cold, I'm hungry, and there's rocks in me boots. No more mud for me. No way. Finally, some action.
And against this kind of deck, we just gotta get big. That's what it's about. Gotta get big. And we're gonna start off with the proactive Scavenged Camocloacker. This will get it to a 4 stat line. This can still threaten, but with Pill Cascade here and Faded. I'm worried about Hush. Hush is definitely something that can I suspect if they do run something like that, it's like a one-off or a two-off at most. We're gonna give our dragon elusive so we can draw. We found the second follower to give the Shady Spectacles to. Lunari Cultist here is great because I can play it alongside.
When will I find peace?
Lunari, Solari.
Deluded fools! Papegas, dude. Absolute papegas. Come at me, bro. Yeah, it's been a while. I haven't played Morgana in a bit because she's so everywhere in the meta that I tried to do other things, but god damn, it feels good to play Morgana. I delay Pantheon's level up a little bit here, but I have to make sure that my Wounded White Flame is protected, and me committing a gem can walk into my opponent's trap. So I'm not gonna have that happen. We lose the ability to generate another gem, but we double up on the elusives.
These hands know metal and magic.
As will mine, if you keep teaching me.
Draw, 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 and draw. Nice. Nice.
Good steel and a good future.
How strong of an attack is this? 2 challengers, big threat all across the board. So we develop a block so that we're not as vulnerable. I'm trying to, like, you know, prevent spending mana, but this is mana we have to spend. Now our Morgana is like more like we can still chain Morgana with like Spell Shield, but we have less options. Blinded Mystic could be decent here. Maybe even better than Morgana. I'm not really like I'm still really healthy is the thing. And they are at their limit. I think Blinded Mystic is just naturally better because I triggered the Faded on them. My dragons are thick, but they're not really as thick as you want them to be. Okay. Quick attack. Interesting that they're pairing that all on the 3-1. Okay, who's getting the boost? You got all the fragments. Who's getting the +2? Riven? Okay.
Make these pieces whole. A masterwork of destruction.
They want to attack with Riven. That's all they get to do.
I shall show them what it is to fall.
The fact that Morgana bypasses Spell Shield is kind of silly. It's pretty silly. Like, I don't think that should work like that. If you want my opinion. But goddamn, it feels good here. Morgana just makes a lot of decks better. Hot take of the century.
Hi-ya!
Know what rune weaving is? I'll show the hunters.
Okay,
Want to show you something?
that's all right. We get the Fury proc. Oh yeah. Ready to go. What are we worried about here? Preemptive hushes? Got him. Works every time. All right. I guess we ended with Lurk. Lurk is dangerous. I like the Pantheon because of the barrier. We can play Pantheon on potentially turn 4 when they attack. Lunari Cultist. It's actually a bit early for you. And we're gonna keep both of these because I can chain one into the other. I guess it's how it's meant to be. Okay, good.
Peace is a trail.
I wanted to get the 1-drop, but I didn't want to mulligan away the Sacrificial Scholar, knowing that it would be useful. That's a good matchup for this.
Lunari, Solari, deluded fool.
Deluded fools. Seems they did not hit a Rek'Sai. Oh, they did.
You feel it too.
What's the point of? I mean, the point is I can trade into that later as well. Prevent 2 damage, and I can trade into that with this 1-drop. Problem is a Piranha. I had to take the damage from it. Okay. Okay, good. That's a good draw. Though Pantheon can also work, but I like Blinded Mystic more because it helps me level up Pantheon. Unless they just open swing. Oh, they're not. They're being very chill about things, aren't they? I think it's a good time to play the Camocloacker. It allows us to survive this. They could have a Ruthless Predator, but if they do, then I just get all that stuff back. We gotta be wary of a Pike spell. Probably coming down right now. But we get that back. I do want to apply this now because now this has become my main faded.
True power eclipses both day and night. Other moon.
Tide's rising.
Ah,
An end to war.
you're just not thick enough, Saga Seeker. If they had a Ruthless Predator, they would have used it. I
To
think.
death I go.
I need that 5 damage on it. Okay, so whatever they drew there, it's not a Lurk card. We gotta keep that in mind. It could easily be a Ruthless Predator. That's your cue.
Oracle, tell me of my death.
I see 2 figures dancing forever in silver rain.
Together, stranger.
Let me calculate here. We have 7 mana, 10 mana. Next turn I could do this, into this, into this. So no need to
Such power. Is that you, Atreus?
When I earn that name, I will take it back.
Remember this day!
I see the opening. I see the opening for Atreus. And friends, baby.
They will know.
GG! No re, let's go! People don't expect it, man. Oh, that was clean.
Today we stood firm and said,
No more!